The PirateSoftware content nuke. And this is a big one because this covers PDF and grooming allegations. And what makes this video super wild is the fact that right here in the comments section, we have this. Hi, I'm Wingless Emoto, someone who is going to be probably covered in the video considering he's commenting. I don't know where people keep getting the misinformation that I was 16, but I was definitely 17. This is the classic Dr. Disrespect. Oh, she's 17 and 354 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds old, so it's fine, guys. Not illegal in the slightest. Illegal is still legal. Fight me. Nothing about the avatar I made was sexually charged. That's a strange sentence. They were just standard PG dog costumes. We know that Maldivia's fig tree is most likely, aka Thor, a furry. And nothing happened. No grooming or misconduct of any kind. If anything like that had happened, I would have outed him in 2008. And this is an extreme thing to comment. You see, there's this reason why no one ever listens to potential grooming victims, because the act of grooming is, by definition, the fact that someone makes the other person believe that nothing bad is happening. This is why potential grooming victims and targets are never actually asked about what they believe happened in this situation, because the grooming is gaslighting someone into believing that nothing bad is happening. So sentences like this are completely worthless. And here is the super big kicker. It's PirateSoftware himself commenting, these idiots are trying too hard. Which is wild, considering PirateSoftware does not engage with this drama. He is just trying to sweep it under the rug. But here he is, commenting. That's strange. And what's even more strange is the fact that this is 2 days old. This is 2 days old, and this is 3 days old, the video, which is very, very, very wild, I would honestly like to say, because he typically ignores all of this, but I'm sure this is not some kind of setup or anything like that, considering Thor literally never answers any other drama. So let's watch.
Wow, what a video. I just want to start by saying this video gets into some pretty heavy topics, including doxing, sexual assault allegations, grooming minors, and much worse.
I'm sure his 7 years of experience at Blizzard are gonna come through. I am sure that his dad, who was, by the way, did you not know that the PirateSoftware's dad was the original Val character in the South Park episode? Yeah, I bet you didn't.
So fair warning.
The Blizzard.
As I began my deep dive into PirateSoftware, there are things that I uncovered that I couldn't have even imagined I would be making a video about. Things that taught me more about him than I ever needed to know. I'm going to go over his credentials a little bit, but if you want to skip to the juicy stuff, you can click on this timestamp here. But I do want to establish a fact pattern to reinforce some of the later, more serious allegations. So in case you didn't know...
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but I worked at Blizzard Entertainment. It's a cold world out there, folks. And it's only getting colder.
Damn.
So I feel like it's pretty common knowledge at this point that he was just like a nepotism hire. I mean, his dad was one of the first 10 employees at Blizzard Entertainment. He worked as a defensive security specialist. However, I want to point out there's no evidence he did any coding or game developing. So citing his time at Blizzard when he's talking about everything from coding to fucking game developing to marketing is misleading, if not an outright manipulative lie. And I say
yeah, so just to add more context to this, most likely, pretty much 99.9% sure at this point, is that everything PirateSoftware has said about being a coder, working at Blizzard to make World of Warcraft better and whatnot, all of that is lies. And I don't personally even believe that he worked at cybersecurity. Most likely, in my opinion, he was a QA tester. Because you see, the thing about PirateSoftware not working as a security specialist is the fact that he constantly complained about having minimum wage at Blizzard, and that's the reason he left. If you are working as a cybersecurity expert anywhere, there is no world where you get minimum wage. I have never heard a position of cybersecurity where you get paid minimum wage. As far as I know, that doesn't even exist. So that is very sus.
Manipulative lie, because this is a part of a larger pathology. He's not some soy gamer nerd with a cringe nerdy voice. He's a cool hacker guy, you know? It's this
big
projection of being a cool professional with 7 years at Blizzard, a hacker with a deep voice who is not just some soy kid who likes to stream on Twitch. And it's fine, you could be a soy kid who likes to stream on Twitch, but like projecting this image that you're some like cool pseudo expert on everything and that you know about social engineering and that you're a hacker or whatever is just stupid. But there's very much intentionality behind it. There's a reason that he acts this way, and it's to get away from his past. There's a certain image he likes to project to get credibility, and through that credibility he wants to gain followers, and he wants to use those followers as a weapon. This pattern dates all the way back to 2007. He's intentionally curated this character to get away from this and that and that and much more.
Thor really does not like when you use the username Maldivius Fig Tree, which was his original username. Oh man, that is some dark stuff.
So to talk a little bit more about him playing this character and a little bit more of him feeding into it, we have these Defcon badges, right? And these were given to everyone on teams. So it doesn't actually go to any individual person. So Thor claims, I got these badges.
Oh, I know. I will explain this in a more human way. Just give me a sec.
It went to me. But in reality, it went to these teams, right? So you have a bunch of teams of people here. Now, he just happened to be a part of a couple of these teams. So one team consisted of 12 people, and one consisted of 21 people. So that does not equal, let's put a little line in there, no, Con badge.
So I alluded that he...
Okay, let me explain the Defcon thing. So Defcon is some kind of computer thing where people who are supposedly good at computers go and compete. And it's like puzzles. You're supposed to solve puzzles. And the hardest puzzle awards you with the Defcon badge that means free entry because you're actually really good at computers, programming, hacking, and, you know, a lot of different stuff, technically. And PirateSoftware claims that he has like 1 or 2 badges of that. But the thing is, if you go into it on that puzzle with a team of like 10 people and you solve it, each of you get 1/10 of a badge. And 1/10 of a badge, surprise, surprise, is not actually a full badge. And PirateSoftware has been on 2 teams that have solved. No one knows what his input on these teams was actually. Maybe he did something, maybe he did nothing. But effectively, he has like 1/30th of a badge. Best case scenario. And considering this is actually kind of a big deal in the computer nerd sphere, that kind of gives him a lot of cred technically in some parts of the internet. And well, the easy way to prove that he actually is good at that and he actually did do all of those things is just to show the badge. He can just show the badge. But he never does because there is no badge. So he's just lying about him having credentials.
He was running away from something with all this. And what was he running away from? Despite the jokey nature of that intro, and I do like to keep it a little lighthearted, we're going to be going into some pretty serious topics here. PirateSoftware used to go by the alias Maldivius Fig Tree. This is his
Banger.
earliest confirmed online presence. He's got a pattern of striking down anyone who uses this name, so if you see that my channel's gone, that's why. Feel free to subscribe to my other channel, it'll be in the description, youtube.com/@lackingxl. Under this alias, PirateSoftware was very active in the Second Life/furry community. Second Life is basically just a social game where people can own plots of land, make avatars, and code stuff, do a little ERP. It's basically Roblox and VR chat with more of an emphasis on middle-aged women who spend too much time online.
You know what, you little cocksucker? You want to threaten me again? Huh? I'm right here, you little shit. Threaten me now, fucker.
Now, despite being called Second Life, people treat it as their first life. You can literally hear people shutting their kids up in the background while they're crying just so they can be with their fake kids and their fake family. And he was known for many things in this community, most prominent of which was harassing users and turning them against each other to take their communities over, as well as scamming a 16-year-old girl out of money and then reporting her for being underage, despite knowing that at the time that she was making sexually charged avatars for him. Part of the claim is he fired her because she wasn't working, which would lead me to believe that the underage thing wasn't that much of a problem for him, but we'll go over those
Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. Okay.
logs later. He also has a shop where you can see his over 100 fursuits for sale in-game, as well as a replica of his ferret persona. Now, there's a lot of things I didn't need to know about his romance.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this out there. The ferrets, I hope they're not endangered from, the guy who has a fetish for ferrets.
And sexual life, and I'm not here to shame him over that, and we'll leave it at that. But despite trying to scrub his entire persona off the internet, including taking down his WikiFur page, traces still linger. In an attempt to run away from his tarnished reputation and past, he's abused report and DMCA functions like EDP abuses cupcakes. Now, coming from a guy named PirateSoftware, it's
insane.
a bit ironic. Now, the first incident dates all the way back to 2007 to the Woodbury University region, which was removed by admins of Second Life after PirateSoftware completely trashed the realm. So I think trolling, griefing, all that's fun, it's cool. Griefing's a little iffy, trolling's great. But the problem is when you are basically destroying a piece of history, a historical landmark that is being engraved in virtual form, it's like graffitiing Wikipedia articles. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do think some things are pertinent. So I'm not going to read all of this because I don't think all of it is pertinent, but the gist of it is that basically he took over the Woodbury University with his group and used it to plan raids and grief the entire thing. Now, it was so bad that Linden Labs had to completely delete the realm. Here, the real-life Woodbury University has been barred from having any official representation in Second Life since July of 2007, when the original Woodbury University region was first trashed by Intliber, Brodigan employee, Maldavius Figtree, and then completely destroyed less than a week later by Linden Lab itself. Linden Lab deleted the region and most of its users due to its use of a headquarters for planning and executing grid raids by now inactive griefing groups known as Patriotic Nigrus. So yeah, I'd say pretty shitty. The first thing that you do as a notable member of the community is trash essentially what is historical preservation. And you want to know the reason he did it? He did it because he was kicked off the project. But it doesn't stop there. And I'll just go ahead and read them.
Okay, yeah. Again, I know I know a lot of this. I know probably most of this. I'm a PirateSoftware aficionado and historian at this point. Damn. Okay, so yeah, he DDoS attacked. He tried to get his father, by the way, to pay like a $200K tuition so he can enroll in that school just to harass it and stuff like that. He DDoSed, he tried to attack people, he did all of that. Just because he got kicked out of a project, and if he can't have it, no one can mentality.
Maldavius Figtree, notorious for having destroyed builds in the Woodbury University sim last summer, is in the news again this week after controversial firing of avatar designer Wingless Emoto. According to reliable sources, Figtree held a suspiciously timed staff meeting last Friday morning, a meeting timed for when Wingless Emoto would be asleep and therefore unable to attend. During this meeting, it was determined that the talented avatar creator Emoto was earning too much and should therefore be removed from staff. The terms of service for Figtree's company, Darksphere Creations, were then conveniently changed and Miss Emoto was removed from her position, all before she awoke to the news. So Mr. I pay for my mods, I give them healthcare. A little bit suspicious there. She was also accused of sitting
Hey, don't forget he has a DMCA lawyer on his staff.
On her ass, despite the fact that she was unable to work for a short period of time due to technical malfunctions. Her remaining avatars and creations continued to sell well throughout this period, generating significant real-life money for the company, Now that Wingless is gone, Maldivia's Fig Tree is continuing to sell her avatars and refuses to return her creations and has ceased paying her commission that they had agreed upon. And you could actually
Now, to be 100% fair, because I don't like PirateSoftware, but there is something to be said about that, and that's the fact that if you're an artist and you work for a company and you make something for a company, and then at some point you're no longer working for the company, you don't own that thing. The company owns it because it only exists because of the company that you work for told you to make it in the first. So the fact that those avatars are staying or whatever is completely normal. This is how the world functions.
see a bunch of fanboys defending him because he's used to running this kind of cult, okay? This goes all the way back to 2007. He knows how to lie and manipulate and create a fiercely loyal fan base and use it in his favor, whether that's...
Yeah, the fiercely loyal fan base is no joke. If we read more, I only read this comment, but if we read more here, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some kind of poor fanboy, because there are a lot of them and they are really insane. On every video that you make about PirateSoftware, there's going to be someone, oh, you're just farming the drama, who cares, it's over, just move on. Or, oh, all of this because he misplayed in a dungeon. They are really hard at work trying to diminish the situation that PirateSoftware is in. And by the way, fun fact, PirateSoftware has lost like 50% his viewership on Twitch and YouTube and all of that. It is pretty insane how effective this is at destroying his career. And why? Just because that idiot could not take any responsibility. Hey, never get social if you're a person like this. That's all I'm going to say. That's my advice to you. If you're a person like that, don't get social, because that's going to destroy you.
That's to attack people or defend him. But unlucky for him, we have the logs. Now, keep in mind this girl is underage, and this whole conversation is about her not producing enough sexually explicit avatars. She says, I made a druid named Peniscock. Moldavia says, cool, I ran the company while you sat on your ass. Wingless says, keep up the good work then, I intend to continue sitting on my ass. I'm far too cheap to buy a new tablet right now, so that would be referring to the technical issues she was having. Moldavia says, you're an ass, you really are, you don't give a shit about this anymore, do you? You realize everyone else in the company is telling me just to drop your ass right now, even Greiler. Now, the veracity of these claims is suspect at best, given his track record at lying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whenever he just talks about something that someone else potentially has said or done, I instantaneously assume PirateSoftware is just lying at this point.
But Wingless says, did I really in the first place? Money is nice and all, but mostly I build because I like doing it. So keep in mind, this is the conversation for why he fired her. She was having problems with a tablet, and she couldn't afford to replace it. You know, with all the money he was making, he probably could have bought it for her, especially considering she was underage at the time, so this was likely her only source of income. While Mr. PirateSoftware was raking in most of the money as a 21-year-old making snide comments about how she's not working enough when she's having technical issues, which I'd say she's handling very maturely, by the way, for the most part, considering her age. But the other thing to note is this conversation is insane, considering the fact that she worked solely on commission. It wasn't like he was draining away money, paying her a salary, or paying her by the hour or anything like that. She was literally only getting paid for the things she already made and got sold, which PirateSoftware takes a cut of. But the even more funny thing is that these are the logs he leaked. Now let's get into the other logs that were leaked that he had no...
I did not know he leaked that. Wow, so this is a super curated part of the conversation. And this is the best he could make himself look. Oh wow, the full logs are probably insane.
Say in. Keep in mind, up to this point, he did not reveal she was underage. This is a conversation he had in a group chat. I don't know why he didn't expect this to be leaked. A Moldavia's Fig Tree, aka PirateSoftware, says, I fired her. She didn't work for 2 months, missed meetings because she was playing WoW and are too lazy to come. I then freaked out when I said I would be paying her on Fridays instead of point of sale due to tax complications, since I have to report all this income for taxes. That reasoning doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna give him the benefit.
Yeah, this reasoning doesn't make any sense. You have to report income for taxes if you have a business, but it's not like, a sale happened. Gotta give the IRS their cut. No, it's not like that at all. You do it once a year. You can summarize it. So again, this is just a blatant lie from him, exploiting someone that requires a little bit of knowledge. Otherwise, you don't know it's a lie.
Of the doubt here against my better judgment. Alex says she got in one little fight and her mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." Moldavius posts those logs, like a small snippet of that conversation, which is completely out of context, as you can see by the logs we read, with her reasoning given. Then Moldavius says, "Things like this is why she's gone." Another user chimes in, "Dang, business is gangsta at Darksphere." Moldavius says, "Read what I just put up, Risfin?" I don't know the fuck he's talking about, alright? "She's also underage, so I've reported her. I know this because I met..."
Wait, I did not know this part, though. Now it's all coming together. Wow. Okay, so he reported her while the fucking idiot effectively reported his own crime, technically, if he actually reported her. And by the way, now I understand. This gives so much context to this commenting right here. She probably does not want anything to do with this guy, considering he can just dox her or do other stuff like that. Okay, this is maybe a hostage situation. Jesus.
Met her IRL. She lives 2 hours from me, so that's what happened. So let's just put this into perspective. He runs a business.
What? Why would you ever meet? Okay, listen. So here's the thing. Now, I'm not claiming anything, but I mean, I can't personally think of a lot of reasons to go and meet an underage girl below 18 when I'm 22. You know, I don't exactly find a lot of reasons, except maybe one or two, why you would ever want to go and meet a person like that IRL. Very strange. Very strange.
Business called Darksphere, where he's making sexually charged avatars, or rather, he is getting so underage. So
So there is no actually mention of age, just underage. Okay.
He is getting other people to make the avatars for him, and then he's selling it on their behalf, taking a cut of it, and then arguing with them when they're not working enough. And in this business, he employed someone he knew was underage, withheld money from her after she was fired, yet he still continued to sell her avatars, and then apparently at some point he met her in real life. Now the graffiti thing, he's young, he was 21 at the time, okay, fuck it, you know.
21 is old enough, okay? 21 is old enough.
I would be able to look past
18 is old enough to take responsibility, okay? Let's cut this crap.
That if he'd shown any signs of changing his behavior, but it seems like he's doing the exact same things he was back then today. But this is just weird. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, obviously you shouldn't have a minor making sexually explicit avatars for you. You shouldn't be scamming them. But the meeting her in real life really just doesn't sit right with me. And I can't...
Also, wait, this person claims that there is no sexual charge in the avatars, but at the same time, we see a comment about a penis something.
Anything happened, but man.
So,
why?
by the way, this is just a lie in that case. These avatars were sexual, plus it's Second Life, so, you know, they were meant sexual. Let's not kid ourselves.
Why the fuck? Why would you do that? Now, this blew up a little bit on 4chan a couple years later, so we made a response to this, but it didn't really address anything substantive, like the fact that she was making sexual avatars. But what he did do is completely lie about the fact that he fired her in this excerpt here, which is just blatantly false, given the other logs we have. Not to mention the fact that he says he reported her.
Wait, what did he say, though?
About the fact that he fired her in this excerpt.
Oh, hey, I'm back from vacation. The house is apparently slightly on fire? What? Apparently, some people believe that I ripped off an underage artist 16 years. Oh, that's why people are saying 16 years ago, because it's 16. Okay. That artist went by Wings Emoto, now known as Malm Face on Twitter. They were 17, I was 19 when all of this went down. No, we didn't do anything sexual together. Oh, damn, I have the whole shit. Oh, I guess it's fine if he says that. Oh, wait, I guess it's all fine, boys. I mean, he said nothing happened. Oh, damn, that's some Dr. Disrespect defense right there. How about you release the logs, Doc, so we can judge for ourselves? Oh, you won't? I wonder fucking why. Ah, well. We made avatars in Second Life and our work was really popular. This is misconstruing the situation. We made avatars. No. You didn't make shit, my dude. They did all the models and I did all the programming. Okay. Maybe there is truth to that, but it doesn't seem like it. And LSL. We had falling out over pay splits and Wingless open sourced our work. Based. They were never fired. They quit on their... Oh, this is a lie. And did this on their own way. Tabloids at the time did what tabloids do. They made extreme and idiotic statements. Those tabloids still exist and people are digging them. I mean, how about you just prove them wrong? How about that? How about just not calling them stupid and proving them wrong some magically, how?
Served here, which is just blatantly false given the other logs we have. Not to mention the fact that he says he reported her afterwards, despite knowing she was underage before, and only seemingly reported her out of the fact that he was mad that she didn't work enough, which is just bottom of the barrel scumbag behavior. Either it's okay for her to be there, or it's not okay for her to be there because she's underage, in which case, why are you using her as a worker knowing she's underage and only reporting her after the fact? And then he tries to pretend that she was 17 instead of 16, and that he was 19 instead of 21, even though we know that's not true. And then he said, we made up, which doesn't mean anything. I would never look to a victim to see if what the person did to them is okay. There are plenty of women who, even on the extreme ends, have been sexually assaulted who would say, oh no, it's okay, it's fine, we made up. That doesn't make what he did okay. And also, just want to point out, where's the money, Thor? Okay, you're making big streaming bucks now. Where's the money? I want hashtag where's the money trending on Twitter, okay? Where's the money, Thor? Speaking of his pattern of scamming people, let's get into...
Oh, it's Heartbound, the 7-year-old open development game. Not open development, but early access game. That's about his miserable life, Jesus. Damn. That's a transition.
So if you don't know, PirateSoftware, Mr. Moldavia's Fig Tree, is developing a game called Heartbound, and developing is putting it quite generously. The game was put up on Steam Greenlight somewhere around November 2016, and it had a release date set for 2017. And if you don't know, Steam Greenlight was basically a system that was implemented for a sort of quality control, community quality control for Valve on the Steam Marketplace. So basically, a certain amount of community members had to greenlight the project for it to go up on Steam. It reached that goal in December of 2016, and then on February 2017, PirateSoftware decided to do a Kickstarter fundraiser for Heartbound with a release date set for December of 2017. Speaking of more deceptive practices from PirateSoftware, they put the funding goal at $5,000 because he knew the money would be raised in 24 hours and a bunch of news sites would pick it up. So the fundraiser ended on March 26th of 2017, and if you pledged $10 or more, you got a digital download of the game, which again was set for December 2017. On November 1st, 2017, it got pushed back. On February 6th of 2018, the wording was changed from "we are hoping to fully finish and release Heartbound by early to mid 2018" to "we are hoping to fully finish and release Heartbound in 2018. Then on October 25th, the wording again changed to "Heartbound is launching into early access on Steam in 2018.
And again, currently it's whatever year you're watching this, and probably Heartbound is still not finished because by 2025 it's not.
And it did eventually release, quote unquote, into early access. And that was on December 25th, 2018. So a full year after they were promised the release of the game, they got a partial release of the game into early access. And then in 2019, they just completely removed the question of when the game will be released from the FAQ. So not very transparent, kind of like, I don't want to say scamming, but people were promised a full game in December of 2017, and it's now in 2019, and they just removed that from the FAQ of when it was going to release. But again, hashtag where's the money? because he raised, at least from this screenshot that I found, and it might have even gone up to more, he raised almost $20,000 for this shitty game. This RPG Maker ass game. Where'd the money go?
I think it's just all for the voice changer. I think that 20 buckaroonies went into a voice changer, honestly.
Bro. You're supposed to be this expert hacker, expert social engineer. Blizzard, 7 years of Blizzard coder. 7 years of Blizzard
Dude, that 7 years at Blizzard is never going away, okay? I made Shadowlands. Jesus Christ.
coding experience. Where's the game? Where's the money? Then on September 21st of 2021, Thor said he lost 9 months of development time due to COVID. I don't know what bro does it from.
I don't know. Yeah, this is like this thing that made me be at home, which I'm typically am, made me lose so much work time. The fuck?
Behind his computer screen. I don't know if he had to stay 6 feet of distance away from his computer because he got COVID AIDS on it. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. And then on September 29th, 2021, he said he contracted COVID in early 2020 and lost nearly a year of development time in recovery. I don't know if bro has...
Like how? Again, I look at this shit and it's so insane. Again, there are some obvious reasons why he got popular, but no one called him out. The banning of the people and whatnot. Like, Asmongold is sucking his dick harder than a vacuum cleaner that's industrialized. Okay? It's really hard. It's really still hard to understand how no one calls him out on this shit. Like, got COVID, work from home, can't... Well, were you sick for a year? What? Like, none of the things that PirateSoftware says make sense. But for some reason, no one just calls him out hard enough, or it doesn't stick, or whatever happens. I'm so confused.
a fucking autoimmune deficiency syndrome, but he lost a year of development because he contracted COVID. Man, at that time, that really was the classic excuse when you literally had an excuse for nothing. Like, it was COVID. COVID done did it. Then all the way in October of 2023, this is October 21st of 2023. Remember, back in 2016, they backed this game for a December 2017 full release date. And then we're all the way up in October 21st, 2023. And then he says he's planning to release Chapter 3 of Heartbound on December 24th, 2023. Unbelievable. Then December came, and he said it was still being actively developed. So, I mean, it's very clear that he intended to milk this for as long as possible. He had no intentions of getting the game out on this release date. And people have compared his coding, okay, Mr. Insane Hacker Blizzard 7 years coder, to Yandere Dev's coding. And Yandere Dev's coding actually looks better, which is unfair.
Yeah, again, I'm not a coder. And this is why, I look down at coders so much. Because PirateSoftware actually does, like, coding stuff on stream. And no one calls him out. Even though when I literally talk to people who know coding. Some people reached out through email and told me about, the shit he says about coding is sometimes blatantly false. For example, that he's just making shit up about blockchain gaming. That, if you get hacked, there's never a way to recover your items. And that's blatantly not true. That's not how these things work. And coding-wise, when I actually asked about him for my friend who is getting paid fucking top dollar and not America by American standards, he said, this is shit. You could probably learn this in 2 weeks. And when I say you could probably learn this in 2 weeks and be arguably maybe better than him, like, he unironically thinks that I am retarded when it comes to computers. He will just blatantly call me a Neanderthal to my face when it comes to computer stuff. And he's saying, I can learn that and be as good as him at the bare minimum in 2 weeks? Like, how bad is this guy at actually his job? And there's literally thousands of people watching him, and no one is calling him out. Shouldn't he be like the laughing stock of the programming world? I have already said this. If this happened in finance, you can lie 1 time in finance, you can lie 2 times in finance. But on the 3rd time, people are going to call you out for blatantly saying incorrect shit or stupid shit. You're always going to be called out. But in coding, it just doesn't happen. Like, this rando dude just lies and does a shitty job, and everyone's like, oh, he's so talented. Like, what the fuck is this?
Fathomable. And he uses this experience developing this game as some sort of point of authority when he's talking about game development in the game industry. It's just clearly deceptive. It's all a persona. None of it is real. It is all smoke and mirrors with him. And I've covered in my other videos the kinds of things he does with that image that he's built up. And just as another point of evidence for the fact that that COVID claim was absolute bullshit, in 2023, he got another round of COVID, but this time his recovery was only 20 days.
So yeah, it's kind of a short one. I'm sorry I didn't get more stuff done, but that was a hell of a thing. That's the second time I've gotten COVID. The first time
I have gotten COVID, I think, once, maybe twice, maybe thrice, I couldn't tell. Because natural immunity is a thing, turns out. Oh, I can't say that, right? Sorry, YouTube. I'm lying. It is what it is. But I got it once, and I was sick for 2 days. A whopping 2 days. And I was mildly annoyed. Kept doing YouTube, kept doing all of the things. I was mildly annoyed. It is what it is. And then, bam, good. Okay, everything's fine. And maybe then I got it again because there was like 1 day, a year later, when I felt really bad. But that was not even a full day, I would say. That I felt a little bit bad and wheezy. And that was it. So, how the fuck do you actually get the hit down for 20 days? I don't know.
time took 9 months to recover. This one took probably about, I think it was in total about 20 days. So, thankfully I'm back on it, and I'm back to working on stuff. So I'm sorry that there's no update, but I will see you guys all later.
So,
insane.
The idea that he lost a year of development due to COVID, and then the next time it was only 20 days is hilarious. But I mean, I don't think I can say any more on this. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious that, one, his entire persona, his entire identity, his entire experience, work background, history is all a facade. This facade is carefully built up to distance himself from his past and some of the horrible things he's done, some of the relationships he's torched, the communities he's been ousted from, and he will build up a fiercely loyal fan base and use them to defend and attack people. And he has no problem silencing criticism by abusing DMCA and report functionality.
Yeah, he does that. One of the reasons why I think he's actually so successful in weaponizing his audience is because, well, they are coders, right? The most of his fan base is like coders, and a lot of people who work in coding and stuff like that do see themselves unironically above the average person, even though they're typically not. And they have this elevated self-demeanor that they are better than everyone and stuff like that. So they probably really take it personal when, oh, the retard that I look up to is not actually smart, you say? Unacceptable. I'm gonna go die on this stupid hill now. I kind of feel that that's a thing that's happening.
Unless something absolutely major comes to light, this will be my last video on him. But I'm open to ideas of what else.
Yeah, this is... Well, we knew a lot of this. There's also other things. But, I mean, that's a solid video. Wacky Wild World of Lacking, as was already stated previously. But yeah, this is wild. The fact that he actually, PirateSoftware most likely got this person to write this comment. By the way, maybe this is not even their actual real thing. Maybe this is just made up, because you fucking never know. Like, how are we supposed to know that this is real? I could copy this and pretend that I'm that person, and people would probably buy it. And then PirateSoftware, probably at the same time, just is like, hey, yeah, that's it, that's right there. It's kind of insane. As a guy in cybersecurity, I can assure you that there will be multiple people projecting to be experts in the field when they are borderline incompetent, including me. Based. I doubt you'll get the DMCA tag down, but if you do, reach out. Oh, I need you. I got a DMC takedown from an insane person in America that we could sue. Oh, come on. Maybe I should reach out to him. But in any case, I mean, if PirateSoftware DMCA claims you, you just claim back. He's not actually going to sue anyone. It's like, for what? I don't know. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said, thanks for watching. Bye!